Hello out there, you wonderful people. This is Andre, the game idea guy. Thank you once again for lending me your time and your ear listening into another 3DS game ideas video. And this time I'm going to be talking about Dragalia Lost, which is actually Nintendo's latest mobile game outing that is basically a one-handed dungeon crawler that you can play on your phone. And from what I've played of the game, it's actually pretty good, and I like it a lot. And I'm just sitting here wondering, how much better could this game have been if Nintendo had put it on the 3DS with the capabilities of the 3DS and what they could have added to it? And I mean, it's not like it's something to scoff at now, even being a mobile game and you playing it basically one-handed. Like, the gameplay is smooth, it plays pretty decently. Like, the combo systems for the characters are actually pretty nice, and I overall like the experience the game gives you, and plus the story that the game has is kind of interesting. I'm not gonna lie, it's taken me a little bit of time to get really into it, but that's because I can't really just sit and play it for as long as I would like, personally. But if they put this on 3DS, and yeah, it won't be HD, it wouldn't be high def, but with the art style that they use for it, it pretty much would look almost identical. It just, you'd have a wider upper screen for the 3DS for it to be on. And you'd also have the lower screen to be able to manage your inventory and your character selection and all that type of stuff. So I mean, there's ways that this could have been played on the 3DS that would have been really nice. And I kind of just wish that they would have done a 3DS version of this game. And I don't know why that yawn came out. Sorry. I mean, I kind of do wish that they would have made a 3DS version of this game because of how well this plays on mobile, and I know that they could make it better on the 3DS because you have the analog slider, you have the D-pad, and depending on which version of the 3DS you have the C nub, but you also have the buttons, which could have been used to expand the combo system of the game, where you could have a light attack, a heavy attack, and you can do different button combinations to string along longer combos. That type of stuff would have been cool to me. You'd have your action button for opening chests and things, and then you'd have your special button and stuff like that. These are all just quick thoughts that just hit me while I was playing this, just playing it on my phone, and I was looking at it. I would have liked all of that. Me personally. I mean, they could have still made it a free to play if they really, really wanted to, and they could have put it out on the 3DS. But it's just the game itself is pretty interesting. And I can see myself playing into it more and more. Crap! Another yawn crept up on me. I'm sorry, people. It's twice. But when I was playing and I looked at it, your character, I think his name is Uden. I don't know how they pronounce it. I wasn't paying attention. With the soundtrack to the game is pretty good. The gameplay itself is pretty decent. And looking at how they could have moved this over to the 3DS, I would have preferred to play it on the 3DS, just because, again, the buttons and stuff, you have the additional buttons. It just makes for a better feel for the play experience. I'm not saying that it feels bad on this at all. To be able to play this game one-handed is almost like a miracle. They put a lot of work into making this a one-handed dungeon crawler, and I don't know how they did it. Because there are dungeon crawlers on mobile, but most of them require you to turn your phone sideways and you use the virtual buttons and stuff like that. But they found a way to do it without having to do all that, and it works. It just works for what it is. But like I said, they could have literally done all this for the 3DS and put all this stuff on there. You have your bottom screen for managing your characters and your backup and all that stuff, and your special moves and things like that. And all of it could have been done. So that's basically I mean, it's just for me. I think it would have been a really good fit. I think it would have been a really good fit for the 3DS. And I mean, I'm pretty sure other people could agree. Like that, if it were put on the 3DS, it would play better, and it plays really good now. So it would be even better on the 3DS. This is just my point. But I mean, I don't see Nintendo doing it. I just think it would have worked really well. So like, and again, like the story of the game is interesting. Like, so there's stuff. There's reason for me to like the idea of this on the 3DS. I'm sorry, but like I like the idea of this particular game on the 3DS. But I'm not going to push it too much more. Thank you guys very much for listening. Keep your eyes and ears up for more stuff from me. And until the next time, enjoy your games. Peace out.